People cross the street when they see him coming. Neighbors grip their kids' hands a little tighter. Strangers whisper the word dangerous before they even know his name. But in one quiet hallway, in one ordinary house, a 15-month-old girl runs straight to his side every single day. She doesn't see a monster, she sees her favorite corner. His name is Titan, a 115-pound Cane Corso, black as midnight, with a face built to make grown men step back. And yet the one person who has never once been afraid of him is the smallest person in the house. To understand why, you have to go back to the first afternoon Titan ever met her, because what happened in that hallway would end up changing the way this entire family saw him. Rachel adopted Titan 3 years before her daughter Maya was born. He came from a shelter outside Dallas, already grown, already enormous, already carrying a reputation nobody had earned for him. The paperwork called him high energy and not recommended for families with small children. Rachel read that line twice and adopted him anyway. She had seen something in his eyes that the notes never mentioned, a stillness, a patience that didn't match his size at all. For 3 years, it was just the two of them. Titan slept by the door, he walked the same route every morning, he watched every visitor from a careful distance, quiet, alert, never aggressive, just watching. Rachel called him her gentle giant, though nobody else believed her. The shelter had returned him once already. The note said his previous owner called him too much dog for a small apartment. Rachel didn't see too much. She saw a dog who flinched at raised voices and settled the moment someone spoke softly. It took him weeks to trust the quiet of her house completely. When Rachel found out she was pregnant, the warnings started almost immediately. A coworker told her flatly that dogs like Titan were not built for babies. A neighbor suggested more than once that she consider rehoming him before the baby came. Rachel listened, she nodded, and then she went home and sat on the floor next to Titan the way she always did and said nothing at all. Maya arrived on a cold morning in November. Rachel came from the hospital exhausted, carrying a small bundle wrapped in white. Titan was waiting by the door, the way he always waited. He didn't jump, he didn't bark. He lowered his enormous head and sniffed the blanket once, slowly, like he was memorizing something important. Then he stepped back into the corner of the hallway, the same corner he had claimed for years, and lay down. He didn't come closer, he didn't ask for attention, he simply positioned himself where he could see the nursery door, the front door, and Rachel all at once. That corner became his post. Nobody trained him to do it. He just decided. In those early weeks, Titan never crowded the nursery. He never pushed his way into the room or paced anxiously outside the door. He simply learned Maya's sounds, the difference between her hungry cry and her tired one, faster than anyone in the house expected him to. But what Maya did months later would surprise even Rachel. By the time Maya was crawling, she had picked her own favorite spot in the house. Not her crib, not her playmat, Titan's corner. Every morning, she would crawl straight past her toys and climb against his massive body as a wall to lean on. Titan never moved unless she moved first. He let her grab his ears. He let her press her whole hand flat against his nose. He stayed still through every clumsy poke, every accidental tug, with the kind of patience that looked almost rehearsed, except nobody had ever taught him this. Rachel started noticing something else, too. Whenever a stranger knocked, Titan would shift his weight just slightly, placing himself between the door and the corner where Maya liked to sit. Not aggressive, just positioned, like a wall that happened to breathe. Neighbors who once crossed the street to avoid him started slowing down instead, watching through the window as a 115-pound dog let a toddler use him as furniture. Some of them never said a word about it again. If a story like this is speaking to you the way it speaks to us, take a second and subscribe. Every subscriber tells us these stories matter. Little did Rachel know, that same corner would matter more than she ever imagined. Maya grew the way babies do, fast and then faster. By 14 months, she had a whole routine built entirely around Titan. Every morning, after breakfast, she would toddle to his corner, arms out, babbling something only he seemed to understand. He would lower his head to meet her halfway every single time. Rachel's mother visited during that stretch and stood in the doorway for a long time, just watching. She had been one of the loudest voices warning Rachel to rehome him. She didn't say anything that day. She didn't need to. Rachel's husband, David, admitted he had been the most nervous of all. He watched from the kitchen doorway more than once, coffee in hand, ready to step in. He never had to. Every single time, Titan handled it exactly right, without being told. Some stories are too good to keep to yourself, and this became one Rachel started telling anyone who would listen. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was so quietly ordinary. A giant black dog, a small girl in pink pajamas, a corner by the front door that had somehow become the safest place in the whole house. If you've ever felt this kind of loyalty from an animal, you already know why people keep watching stories like this one. And then one ordinary Tuesday evening, everything about that corner made sense. Maya had been fussy all afternoon, the kind of fussy with no clear cause. Rachel had tried feeding her, rocking her, singing every song she knew. Nothing worked. By 6 in the evening, she sat down on the hallway floor, exhausted, and let herself feel, just for a moment, completely out of ideas. Titan got up from his corner. He didn't rush. He walked over slowly and lay down directly beside Maya, his massive body curving gently around her small one. She reached out one hand and pressed it flat against his side. Within minutes, she was asleep, her cheek resting against 115 pounds of dog that every stranger on the street still crossed to avoid. Rachel sat there in the quiet hallway for a long time, watching her daughter breathe against the side of the dog everyone had told her to give away. From that moment on, Rachel stopped worrying every time a stranger stared too long at her dog. What Rachel understood in that moment, she has never forgotten since. People still cross the street when they see Titan coming. They still grip their children's hands a little tighter, still whisper that word dangerous before they know anything about him. They don't know about the corner by the front door. They don't know about the mornings, the ears, the small hand pressed against his nose. They don't know he chose his post before anyone asked him to. Rachel doesn't try to explain it to strangers anymore. She just watches Maya crawl toward that corner every single morning, arms out, completely certain of where she belongs. Titan lowers his head to meet her, the same way he always has. Fear measures a dog by his size. Maya never got that message. That corner by the front door is still his. It probably always will be. And every morning, a 15-year-old girl crawls straight toward the one thing the whole street still fears. Maybe the world was wrong about him all along. Maybe the biggest hearts really do come in the biggest, most misunderstood bodies. So tell me, would you trust a 115-pound Cane Corso with your baby? Or would you have crossed the street too? Let me know in the comments.